Hi, I'm Jeff Haynes, editor at Tech Bargains, and today we're bringing you a video review of the Dell XPS 17 laptop. 2 months ago, we covered the Dell XPS 15, an affordable and powerful Sandy Bridge laptop that we could easily recommend based on specs alone. Now, we're getting a glimpse at its bigger brother. The Dell XPS 17 is the largest and most powerful laptop outside of Dell's Alienware franchise, and with a few minor adjustments, is virtually identical to the XPS 17. However, based on its performance alone, this is definitely not a carbon copy of the smaller system. The Dell XPS 17 that we reviewed was powered by an Intel Core i7-2630QM quad-core processor running at 2 GHz with 6 GB of DDR3 RAM. Similar to the XPS 15, the processor provides speeds up to 20% faster than previous processors for the product line. This was supplemented by an Nvidia GeForce GT550M video card with 1 GB of graphical RAM and Optimus Technology to improve battery life for the system. To take advantage of the video card, the XPS 15 packs a 17.3-inch 3D-ready LED LCD screen with a native resolution of 1920 by 1080, as well as a 3D-capable Blu-ray player that can play back the latest movies and games with amazing clarity. Rounding out the specs of the system was a 640 GB hard drive spinning at 7200 RPM, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, a 720p HD webcam, and Windows 7 Home Premium. Once again, we were pleased with the power of the laptop itself, which managed to handle the various tests that we ran it through. That included a lot of memory-intensive programs. In fact, we found the speed to be comparable to that of some of our desktops. We also knew that this meant that the system would be an amazing gaming rig. We were able to run older games like Civilization 4, Half-Life 2, or Fear 2 at full 1920 by 1080 resolution with all of the settings turned on to maximum and receive beautiful visuals. However, setting newer games on medium settings with 3D and anti-aliasing turned off was still excellent. We were able to consistently run most games at either 1366 by 768 or 1920 by 1080 with very high and consistent frame rates. We could even turn 3D on for some of the more demanding titles on the market like Batman Arkham Asylum, as long as we were willing to keep the system plugged in and we dropped the resolution down to 1280 by 720. This ensured a solid frame rate while enjoying full 3D action. The consistent frame rate only served to highlight the excellent quality of the 17-inch screen. We definitely recommend the 1920 by 1080 screen over the standard 1600 by 900 option that Dell offers. We thought that the colors from the screen were excellent and viewing angles were particularly solid, meaning that you could easily gather a group of friends around and watch a movie without worrying about changes in brightness or color. We also found that the screen has plenty of power when it came to brightness settings. Although we frequently kept the level at or below 50%, we could pump it up to full and easily use the laptop outside in full daylight. Chalk that up to the glossy surface of the system that saturated colors on the screen and made images appear to be very vibrant and clear. But be forewarned, you will have possible glare and reflection issues. We also found that the screen for the XPS 17 was excellent for 3D Blu-ray movies. Whether we checked out Avatar or Monsters vs. Aliens, the experience was easily better than what we'd seen at a movie theater. We found only a minimal amount of crosstalk from the 3D when we were watching these movies, although some users that aren't accustomed to 3D glasses may want to be aware that the one-size-fits-all style of active glasses can make your eyes tired and be a bit uncomfortable after extended use. But once you move past some of the immediate visual and performance cues, you can start to appreciate just how nice this system is. The chiclet keyboard is very comfortable, and it's extremely quiet during typing or other button presses. The larger size of the system allows for a full-size keyboard with a dedicated number pad, and while the arrow keys have been condensed on the plank, it's still comfortable to use. The keyboard also has a subtle backlight that is distinctive and attractive during use. The XPS 17 is clearly designed with future-proofing in mind, packing a ton of connectivity options into the system. The laptop has both HDMI and DisplayPort options for external video, 2 USB 3.0 ports, an eSATA USB 2.0 combo port, and dual headphone jacks, with one of the jacks supporting the Sony Philips digital interface. This system is clearly built to last. Even better was the fact that the system was pretty quiet most of the time. We rarely noticed any heat pouring from the system during normal usage, and we didn't find significant problems watching movies with the laptop actually resting on our lap. Putting the system under heavy load did result in the bottom of the laptop heating up over time to make our desks or our laps a little warm, but not overly uncomfortable during use. We also found that the left-hand side of the keyboard was much warmer than other portions of the laptop. We thought this was primarily because the placement of the vent was found on the left-hand side of the XPS 17. We did find some issues with the system that we just couldn't overlook though. For one thing, the audio of the XPS 17 was a bit less than ideal. The XPS 17 comes with a pair of JBL speakers on either side of the trackpad, as well as a subwoofer on the bottom of the laptop. However, the placement of speakers can cause some issues. For example, your hands will frequently rest directly on top of the speakers whenever you're typing or interacting with the keyboard, which will mute the speakers innately. But even if you're not interacting with the keyboard, the volume from the speakers is underwhelming and really wouldn't fill a big room. The subwoofer isn't particularly impressive either. We only found a subtle rumble from bass-heavy scenes or music. Another problem that came up was the fact that this is definitely not a slim laptop by any stretch of the imagination. The system easily weighs in at 8 pounds and is 1.5 inches thick, making it a sizable laptop you're not necessarily going to want to carry around for long periods of time. The other significant issue is that the battery life of the machine was pretty thin. We were barely able to eke out 2.5 hours of battery life with brightness set at 50%, along with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth turned on. The battery life will definitely vary based on what you're using the system for. Games will easily blow through a lot of power, forcing you to stay near an outlet. Since the size is a bit prohibitive for constantly carrying the system around, we expect that most people will probably leave the machine plugged in anyway, so it might not be that big of a deal. If you're looking for a system that has a ton of horsepower and lots of features, the Dell XPS 17 can easily suit your needs. It's powerful, quiet and very cool during use, and the 1080p screen for watching 3D movies or playing 3D games is excellent. It also managed to solve the biggest problem that we happen to have with its smaller brother, the XPS 15, which was that of software incompatibility. Those issues are long gone, and we are truly pleased to see that. Now, of course, we do wish that the system was a little bit smaller and lighter, and that the speaker placement had been solved, as well as the speaker volume issues that the system happened to have, especially since this is being positioned as a desktop replacement. However, these are minor problems that we can overlook for such an exceptional system. For these reasons, we decided to give the Dell XPS 17 a 5 out of 5. So are you interested in winning your very own Dell XPS 17 like the one that we just advertised? Well, it's really easy to enter. All you have to do is go to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/user/techbargains and follow these simple steps. 1. Subscribe to the channel. 2. Make sure that you accept email alerts so that you find out exactly when we post the latest unboxings, video reviews, and app reviews to the channel. Step 3. Like the video. Step 4. Add it to your favorites list. And Step 5. Make a comment in the comment thread. The contest will end in the month of July and we'll announce the winner on both our website and our YouTube channel. Now, even if we don't select your name, you could still win a prize. When we choose the winner of the laptop, we'll ask them how they found out about the contest. And if they mention your name, you'll win a $100 American Express gift card. Good luck to everyone who enters, and for the latest news and reviews, keep checking our website and our YouTube channel. And for the latest coupons and deals on systems like the Dell XPS 17, be sure to check out techbargains.com.